It's so no one in Austin forgets what crime has done to our city. It's not just for our 4 girls, it's for anyone that's lost a person to a violent crime.
We have to respect our children enough to do whatever it takes to find the murderers and to keep the memory of our children alive.
Stay out of the streets, stay on the sidewalks.
If you keep everyone together and do these walks and things like this, then hopefully you'll find a killer.
All of us in this community need to show support and love for these people and to not abandon them, to always be there. And that's the reason we gather for an evening like this, so we will not forget.
This shows that our community shows to the people that our community really does care, that there are people out there that really do care.
What we're really looking at here is a collection of victims. We're all victims. It was my daughter, it was Barbara's daughter, it was Pam and Bob's daughter, it was James and Maria's daughters. But if you read about it, if you heard about it, if you were touched by it, if you were affected by it, you became a victim.
Just love your children. We will not forget.
They will always remain with us spiritually.
He's not going to be there, but they're going to be there.
It hurts so much. 6 months ago yesterday, I was thinking about a prom dress. The day before this happened, I was thinking about prom dresses. And a few days later, I had to figure out what to put my daughter in the coffin. Come to find out, her body was too burned to even dress her in anything.
On December the 6th, firefighters responded to a blaze at I Can't Believe It's Yogurt on Anderson Lane. They found the charred bodies of Jennifer Harbison and her sister Sarah, Eliza Thomas and Amy Ayers, with gunshot wounds to their heads. Hundreds of people attended the funeral services for the murdered girls. So many that, in fact, people stood on the lawn outside the church. Now, 6 months later, the horror remains.
Anytime that we have the community that comes out in support of us to help us, they are carrying us through this horrible tragedy that we have to deal with on a daily basis.
Earlier today, friends and parents of the slain girls asked motorists to honk and not to forget.
We're out here trying to tell people to not forget what has happened, and we want this thing solved.
It's a 6-month day for us, and it's tough. It's just like, but every day is just like it just happened to you.
We know that they're not here. They're everywhere. They're a part of the wind that blows and the water that flows and the birds that sing. They're everywhere. This is the place for us. This is where we can come and spend our moments alone.
Frank and Barbara Sarassi and Bob and Pam Ayers come to the cemetery where their daughters are buried. Jennifer Harbison, Sarah Harbison, Amy Ayers, 3 of the 4 victims of the yogurt shop murders. They come to clean the grave markers. They come to talk to their daughters and to fuss at them.
You know, that's a big part of having children, is fussing at them for all the things they didn't do right, and now they're not here to fuss at, because they're not doing anything wrong anymore, so it's just...
I shouldn't have to be out here. I'll be able to be at home with her and making those plans that her and Sarah used to make for the weekends. It's hard to come out here, and it's real reality out here.
It has been a difficult year for the families to face the realities. Bob Ayers now drives his highway department truck out of Oak Hill. He used to drive out of the highway department center in Georgetown, but driving by his daughter's grave twice a day was too much, and he got a transfer. Maria Thomas, a mother of the 4th victim, Eliza Thomas, volunteers at the For Love of Christy office. Like the other families, Maria denies her daughter is dead. Maria is overwhelmed with grief and anger.
How can I accept it? I don't get to go to Eliza's graduation. I'll never go to her wedding. I'll never be a part of her having a baby. She'll never have it. Not only won't I be a part of her life, But she'll never have that in her life. How am I ever going to accept this? Nope, I won't accept it.
Eliza Thomas was not buried beside the other 3 girls. Her mother often has second thoughts about that decision, but she has no plans to move Eliza to the other cemetery. The arrest of 2 men in Mexico City who said they did commit the yogurt shop murders, but who later said they did not, took the families on the biggest of their many emotional roller coaster rides of the year. And since no charges have been filed in the case, all of the parents have asked themselves the question, could they die without knowing who killed their daughters?
The crime shocked our city. 4 young girls murdered in a North Austin yogurt shop, December 6, 1991. Jennifer and Sarah Harbison, Eliza Thomas, and Amy Ayers. Teenagers found dead in the shop, which was set on fire, clues up in flames, little evidence left. In the days following, hundreds turned out to bury the innocent teens. Some never met the girls, but all showing sympathy and solidarity against a crime that shouldn't have happened. Weeks later, a larger-than-life billboard asks, who killed these girls?
This was the scene last December in Austin, Texas.
The case gained nationwide attention when police turned to the high-profile shows like America's Most Wanted in search of the killers.
This shows to the people that our community really does care.
Meantime, the community is determined not to forget. But then, in October of 1992, what appeared to be a break in the case, 2 men in Mexico confessed to the murders and implicated a third. Later, they recanted their confessions, saying they had been tortured. Year after year, task force after task force, a chilling crime police work relentlessly to solve.
Because a life imprisonment in this country could mean 8 years. Yes, we know that in the state of Texas we have a mandatory 35-year minimum sentence now for life sentences, but that's before you're eligible for parole. You still get good time behavior. And James Cross is an example of that. And of course, the Kenneth McDuff case, who was a parolee, we know about that. So life in Mexico is life. You know, and that's the difference. You get a life sentence in Mexico, you're going to serve your term.
Frank, thank you so much for visiting with us. Just as we got here to set up our cameras to visit with Frank and his wife Barbara, we were able to get some comments from Barbara inside the house. Barbara Sarassi talking with us about 15, 20 minutes ago. Of course, she's understandably upset. This family, as well as Bob and Pam Ayers and Maria Thomas, have all been through this tremendous emotional roller coaster for the past 10 months. This is one of the times that they're waiting to see if indeed what we have been reporting this afternoon is the case, as we believe it and has been reported to us. Sarah Harbison has got a birthday coming up on October the 28th, and Frank Sarassi told me earlier this afternoon he was hopeful that this case would be resolved before her birthday, and so he could say happy birthday, Sarah. Reporting live from North Austin, Dick Ellis, KVU 24 Action News.